Listen to the artists of today. Travel with them along their way through the Doris Hall James Indie Show. The Doris Hall James Indie Show.
Good evening. I'm Doris Hall James, and welcome to the DHJ Indie Show. Our guest this evening is Mike Nise. Mike Nise was a producer in 1980 for a dance show called DANCIN on Air. Now, maybe you can't remember, but your mom, your grandmom, even your great-grandmom can tell you that back then we had a lot of dance shows going on. Starting in 1952, we had American Bandstand with Dick Clark. In 1971, we had Don Cornelius bringing us Soul Train. And then in 1980, we had Michael Nise. He brought us Dancing on Air. And Mike stayed on the radio for about 10 years. We just danced and danced and danced back there in those days. So we want you to sit back and listen to the interview with Mike Nise as he takes us through his musical and his entertainment journey. Thank you. Welcome to the DHJ Indie Show. What a pleasure it is to be here today with my special guest, Mr. Mike Nise. How are you, Mike?
Well, I'm doing fine, but I only wish my parents were here too.
Oh, I know you do.
Yeah.
But they're listening in.
I'm sure they are.
Yes,
from above.
They're listening in.
Yep.
Mike has a fantastic career that he's going to tell you about. I've read a lot of things about him lately, and I've heard a lot of things, and he's remarkable. He's really remarkable. And he started his career in music in, was it 1968?
Yeah, probably.
Probably around 1968?
Yep.
And at that time, you started with your dad, Frank?
Yeah, my dad was really my partner, so was my mother.
Okay.
They were very instrumental in helping me form my career.
Okay. Is this something that you wanted to do, or all three of you wanted to do this?
It's a real good question. I wish I knew.
Okay.
I knew I wanted to follow with my father and mother, and they taught me really well about the relationships of people, and that was really the key.
The key? Okay. And you started that in like 1968, and then you ventured out and you started, was it a book company, an advertising company? What did you do after that?
Well, actually, there were two things that really stood out in my mind. One was working with young kids.
Okay.
And the other was in production, in media production.
Okay. Okay. And you guys started moving towards that.
Yeah. It really was the technical aspect. And then it really expanded into music and into a lot of the technical aspects of that.
And then Mike, you did, tell me about the record labels.
You mean working with them?
Yeah.
Yeah, they, I really got into this dance show called Dancin' on Air and Dance Party USA. But it just expanded into individuals like Madonna. I hold the record of telling Madonna to clean up a bathroom. Stories like that. And she did it very willingly. But right now I'm so pleased to be with you guys because you are the second generation of people that came along. And I'm so proud of all of you in this room right now.
proud of you too. We're proud of you too.
Thank you.
Now, you worked with Luther Vandross?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Luther Vandross and Dixie Hummingbirds?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I did. The Dixie Hummingbirds were very, very close to me. But I got close to everybody on the show. And one of the things that I'm very proud of, that the dance show related people from different cultures. It was the blacks and the whites dancing together. I was very proud of that. And it just evolved. I wish I could say I had a large part in it, but it was just, I taught at Cheney, and I taught up in better? Okay, yeah. And the people that are doing this show right now are people that I'm so proud of, you and Mike and all the people that are here today.
Gilbert, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we follow, what we do, Gilbert and I, we follow the artists from the beginning of their career until the present. That's what we've been doing for the past 5 years. And we learn so much about them and their career. We think we know a lot, but we don't. So it's always good to get you together and get you to tell your own story.
Well, I appreciate that, but you probably know more than you think.
Well, I found out some things today. I found out that you were up for 2 Grammys, nominated for Grammys.
I guess so. I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, you were. One was for the Dixie Hummingbirds, and I don't know.
That was gospel.
Yeah, that was gospel, but it was another one that I read about. I have to read my paper. Oh, another Grammy for the Destroyer. Do you remember that?
When you turn 80, you just totally forget so many of the things that happened.
And then you have a collector's. And then you have a collector's album that's still out here on the market. Do you remember the name of that?
I don't remember the name of it, but I'm sure it's out there somewhere.
It's called August. It's called August.
Oh, August. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that was one of the first albums that I produced. Everything came together at one time.
Yeah.
And that was what was so really meaningful for me, that people related to each other. There wasn't a separation of blacks or whites or Spanish or whatever. They all related to music.
Yeah. 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 And then you went into, how did you get involved with TV programs like Dancing on Air? How did you get involved with that?
That's interesting. I met, people don't realize it, but it's really a combination of people that you know. And I was working with Channel 17 quite a bit. And so the program director at that time was Zvi Shubin. And Zvi produced dance shows down in Baltimore. And he said, I'd like to bring it up to Philly. And I raised my hand over dinner, and I waved it right in his face, and I said, I want to produce it. He says, what do you know about it? I said, I don't know, you tell me. And that's how that started.
Yeah.
And that was really the key to the whole thing.
Okay.
I met a lot of people who were in the music business.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Oh my God.
And you had another show.
Dancing on Air and Dance Party USA.
Dance Party USA.
Yeah, Dance Party USA came about because of the fact that it was on the USA Network. And Dancing on Air was out of Philadelphia.
Yeah, we used to dance all the time.
Yeah, and I still get calls from people who just, what they're talking about is that they grew up with those shows. So that was really nice. And the fact that you came today and you remember it.
Yeah, I remember.
It's just a thrill for me. And you look so young.
Oh, God, thank you. Mike. I'm going to take a big smile about that.
You should.
Thank you. Well, how did you connect with, like, was it Dinah Ross and was it Tina Turner and
Oh, yeah. I met
John Lennon?
Yep. Mostly through interviews and their appearances on those shows. But I also did shows where they came on and performed.
Okay.
So I'm thrilled. And I look back and I go, did I do that? I wasn't sure, but undoubtedly I did.
Yeah, I have some things here that I didn't talk to you about, and I want to talk to you about the mastering.
By the way, that sound in the
mastering.
background
That's the dog?
is my dog.
Oh, okay.
And
What's his name?
he's been a real treat. All right, Junior.
You had songs that it was 47 pressing concerts. What does that mean?
What was that again?
47 pressing concerts.
I'm not sure I remember.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that means. But it had something to do with mastering recordings.
Stuff that I produced.
Yes.
The music I produced. And I got to know the technical end,
Okay.
which Gil and Mike know. Now they know what it means.
This? Okay. Do you want this, Gilbert? Oh, okay.
No, I want you to stop with the
Oh, okay, guys, excuse me. I have a nervous hand.
I'm gonna fade that.
You gonna fade that out? Okay. So now we talk about
Come here, bring your chicken.
where was your office?
Our office actually turned out to be first in my parents' house in West Oak Lane. And then we moved to Camden,
Okay.
Camden, New Jersey, on Cooper Street.
Okay.
And, my parents, I keep going back to them, but they were so instrumental in opening up our relationship with blacks, whites, Hispanics. We just accepted everybody who came through the doors.
That was great.
Yeah, and they were very open that way. And when the show started with the dancing, the kids related the same way that I did. Having people of different backgrounds. And that was a thrill for me.
Yeah, that was good because you opened. I've talked to quite a few people this week about you, and they had nothing but great things to say. One was Kat Fontaine, and she's in back of me now, and she was telling me a story how you and she met, and it's
She
a
was,
great,
13, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah. I kept the door pretty wide open. And it was really the teaching of my parents that I kept the door open.
Okay. And a word to what Mike is saying about he gives his parents nothing but credit. And so parents, a word to you is that you can stand up for your son, your daughter. You can help motivate them and help them to go into whatever they want to go to, whatever the trade they want to go to. You can help them by just supporting them.
Absolutely.
Joining in together and making it right. When they see that you're there to support them and help, it makes it feel better, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It also influenced my teaching career.
Right.
And I don't know if I said it, but I taught at Cheney.
Okay.
I lived in a mixed neighborhood. So my background was really wide open.
Okay, okay, okay. That's excellent. And you can find more about Mike Nise and his career, his education. Yes, he was a school teacher. I told you Alfie Pollock, who many of us know, he can't wait to get your phone number because he said he hasn't talked to you in a long time. But you can find out more about Mike Nise. He's on the Instagram. He's on Facebook. His whole bio is on Google. And you can see all of the different things he has contributed to the music industry. You will be surprised of the things that he has done. There's more Mike Nise out here. There's plenty of them, and Gilbert and I plan to grab him and bring him in here for a short interview. And
well, I do want to interrupt you for 1 second.
Go ahead.
I do want to acknowledge Christelle Ebert.
Oh, somebody else too, Kelly.
Yes, and Kelly Rippett was a dancer on our show.
Right.
Where the people went with what they learned was great. But Kelly Ripa and Stephanie Forden, who is with us, have been great helps to me. I can't say that I did it all on my own.
Okay.
These people were really supportive all the way.
And Kelly comes on ABC, right?
Yeah, she worked
With her and her husband.
She worked her way up. She met it's a question of meeting people, and
The right
she met the right people. And
Work with Regis.
yeah, she worked. First it was Regis and Kelly. Now it's Mark, her husband, and Kelly. I'm just very proud of the offsprings.
Okay. Okay. She does a good job. The whole show is a good show.
Oh yeah, they learned a lot by just doing,
Yeah.
and that's the key.
Okay. So how do you feel about yourself? Do you feel that you've fulfilled your goals and all of your ambitions and everything through your music career?
Well, you know, it's funny, people acknowledge a lot of things for me. Excuse me. But, you know, there are things that I did that were good, and things that I did that weren't as good, and I regret. But I tried my best, that's all I can
You
say.
did a good job. You contribute a lot to the music industry, advertising, a lot to the kids.
That's the key.
So you did a good job. I'm a children, kid, youth person myself.
That's right.
Yeah.
What's the story with us?
Well, I don't know. I guess we don't get enough because I'm with them every day. And the more I get, the more I love them. And I just try to help them, move them to the next step of their lives.
The next level.
Yep.
Exactly. And that's the key, the fact that if you can see people growing in front
Yes.
of you, and the fact that, you know, you supported that growth
Right.
more than anything else. And they can do that as parents too,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
They can do that as parents.
and especially as parents, yeah, absolutely.
Well, Kat, do you want to say something? We want to give us a little,
Well, talking
Synopsis
about
of-
what is he doing now?
yeah? Take my mic.
Nice has been a part of my corner since I was 13. And I walked up to him at Cheney University and said, "Do you record these vocalists? Because I can blow."
Yes, and you still can.
And here we are now. Mike put me down in the music business at that time. He started recording me. And he gave me the best advice at the beginning. Always negotiate the deal before you put your voice on anything. Talk to the person that wants to hire you and make sure that they agree that you can leave there with a copy of whatever work you did.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it was that advice that has carried me still throughout my career, because I always had something to play for the next person when they say, "Do you do background? Or can you sing lead vocals?"
I'm so proud of you. You have
proud
done
of you.
you have done so much, and you really have the talent. And I know your original background with the family was tough.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy, but
Yeah.
you overcame it.
All the way from Chester, Pennsylvania to Mike's house.
In
He was
West
at
Oak
his house
Lane.
with his mom and dad in West Oak Lane.
Yep.
And then as I got older, when 17, we were at Society Hill Sound in 2nd and Walnut. You introduced me to Bunny Sigler and Norman Harris at that time.
Who were big in the Philadelphia Sound.
Yeah, definitely. And it was Norman that's got me signed to South Soul Records then. And Ira Tucker was a little bit not happy about that because he wanted me to talk to his son, Ira Tucker Jr., who was managing Stevie Wonder at the time.
Right, I got to know Stevie very well.
Yeah.
And actually, at a funeral, Stevie and I exchanged kisses.
Wow. Mike has always had a lot of stories, but when I moved to Europe and came back, I lost touch with him. And just in the last couple of years, Benny Barksdale introduced me to Butch Ingram, and I started recording with Butch. And I said, boy,
Also a very talented musician.
yeah, the Ingram family. And when we did our first session, I said, Butch, I want to get in touch with Mike Nice. He said, Mike Nice? I love Mike Nice. I worked with Mike Nice a long time.
But just know one thing, I wasn't always perfect.
Oh, none of us are, right?
But you did a good job.
Yeah.
You did a good job.
And now Butch and I have 3 albums and 4 CD singles in the market. And Mike is in my cheering section still, so.
Okay.
And,
Maybe you can still, sit down some. I never give up. Sit down and write some lyrics. Like some of those.
Oh, he's throwing
some of
lyrics at me on the phone.
Those titles you gave me were good songs. I mean, good titles for songs.
Yeah.
Right?
I messed up. That was a good one.
I don't remember you doing that.
And the one you tell me all the time, watch phones never ring.
That was a song that I wanted to record.
Yeah.
You watched phones never ring.
What a pleasure it is to be here for your interview with Doris.
Well-
2 of my favorite people, and Gilbert Lomax. Doris did my first interview, so I'm just glad that
Yeah, you guys are wonderful.
that I could be.
I'm so proud of all of you. The people behind the camera and also you doing the interviews. And you told me how old you are and I won't believe it.
Well, you gotta believe it 'cause it's true. It's true. But I thank God for all the things He has done for me. He gave me a terrific music career also. And I'm still able to do some of it, not all of it, but some of it. And more than anything in this world, I want to help others.
That's
I want to help
how I
others,
was too.
especially kids, children. I want to be able, whatever gifts He has given me, I want to share with them.
So you can do what I'm doing now, praising the next generation.
Praising the next, and setting them up, setting them up so that they can be successful.
Right. I'm so proud of all of you. Gil and Mike,
It's our job to give a foothold to the next person.
do that.
Yeah,
Don't forget it.
yeah.
Okay,
That's
Mike.
right.
And I'm so honored to interview you today. God bless you.
Really my
And
pleasure.
thank you for all the things you've done for the music industry. You understand that?
Just the
I
question
appreciate
is,
that.
did I do something for you?
Yes, you did.
Oh, that's all important.
Okay. Thank you, Kat.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
Thank you, Mike and Gilbert.
Thank you, Michael.
Okay, darling.
Love
See
you.
I love you
Bye-bye.
too.